Right. So, I made a video a wee while ago now about Zack Snyder and if he'd, if he was lying, so to speak, or if he was pulling the leg, pulling our leg and stuff, and that would have to be released. Otherwise, um, you know, Billy would lose a lot of respect and a lot of fans and stuff. So better come clean, so to speak, because seems to be the main thing in the fandom. You'll have people believing that the cut exists and people believing it doesn't and stuff like that. Or it depends on what kind of cut you believe exists. Me personally, yeah, I believe every director, and I've said this millions of times before on film, that every director has their own um, thing of the movie, their own cut of the movie that could be something like 3 hours long, and they've edited it and took it away. There's also a story said that the studios give it to him, um, and him and his film studio is going to be working on the film, without getting paid and stuff. So, but there's still no word, and everybody's waiting, and this could go on for a long time. You can, and people, yeah, there's people out there hashtagging release the Snyder Cut, hashtagging whenever they get a chance, they'll hashtag it, release the Snyder Cut. Now, I'm going to play the devil's advocate, right? I'm going to try and see things on both sides, right? So does Warner Brothers know how people want? Of course they do. They stood outside Warner Brothers studio with that big slogan, "Release the Snyder Cut." There was a petition going round, and if they hadn't noticed, they'd probably checked online. They'll have people to check online and ratings and everything else, and they'll already know that there's some news out there on the web of what happened. So they must. I cannot see any reason for them not to know about public's reaction. The unfortunate side of this, there is nothing out, and they don't need to. They don't need to act upon it. Because if they do, then they feel that the public will be in charge of how they make movies. But we're talking about a fan base, and if they can learn anything from Disney, is that you keep the fan base on your side. Otherwise, you're going to lose seats. There's already that talk about boycotting that Han Solo film. Some people are saying, "Oh, but I'm still going to go out and see Boba Fett." That's fine, because Boba Fett's got nothing to do with the timeline. That is fine if you want to do that, but for me, market fan of the franchise, I just don't like supporting something that has ruined it for me and giving them money because there is no coming back to it. So the studios do not want, Warner Brothers would not want that. Now we look at Zack Snyder's for the last few months, for the last months ago and stuff, he was tweeting pictures, and it was images, and it had Zack, and it had images that he shot on Justice League, pictures, great images from the film that he shot, but never saw the light of day. Why would he do that? Why would he? Now, it could be, right, that he just wants to get out there and say, "Look what I filmed." You know, like a wee boy that wants to show off his toys, right? He wants to get it out there and show, "Listen, this is my film." Now, there was news as well that he hadn't seen Justice League, right? And the more I think about it, he's got to have seen Justice League. Otherwise, how would he know what they've done to it? Now, the way I see it is, if I had made something, 80-90% of something, if I had made it, I would want to check it out, because it's my baby. It's got my name stamped on it. So I want to know if, what it's done to me. I couldn't just walk away, because my product, the thing that I created, that is out in the world for people to see, and they will judge that film with my name on it. So I would have to see the film. Now, the only reason why he would not go and see the film is, for me, it would be childish reasons. Because of what they did to him. Because of how maybe he felt like his artwork was destroyed, he's disowned it and stuff like that, and for him it doesn't exist. But if he cares more about the fans, if he does care about the fans, then he's really, really got to watch it. Now, recently there's been pictures of him by his son and stuff, working on the new movie he's working on, Fountainhead or something like that. And previous picture from one of the pictures had the story of it, whatever, and Justice League underneath. And I'm led to believe that these two stories coincide with each other, of what happened behind the scenes and power struggles and everything else. It's got to be something like that, very thought provoking, that Zack Snyder likes to tell. And on that same subject, some people, I've seen some comments about he's not a good storyteller, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? BVS was one of the most thoughtful hero movie films that I'd seen. There is so much depth in that, and it's, there's so many layers. And did I come away from his films at all not knowing what they're about? Not once have I went to the pictures that Zack has made and came away with, well, I didn't get that. So as far as storytelling it's he's fine. He is a great storyteller, and he throws everything in his work into the movie. Now, recently his boy has sent in another picture of his dad working. Right, and I've not zoomed into it. I can't. I'm on my mobile, so maybe there'll be a YouTube video up sometime soon, trying to decipher if there's any hidden messages on that picture. But as far as Justice League is concerned, or his cut, it's went quiet. Now, that could be reasons for him thinking, I've done a wee bit of damage here. I've given people hope of this Snyder cut, and there's no legal requirement from Warner Bros. Is not giving me the rights to get it out there. Somebody says it's, and like my last video was about the DVD and stuff. So, and right now he's working on his latest movie. So for me, I would have pushed that to the side, especially if I'm making it with my own studio, and concentrating getting Justice League done. Now, only a few selected people from cast members have seen the Snyder Cut and has praised it, and maybe that is the only people who will ever see the film, because they were involved in that. And as I say, I do believe there is his version, or his extended version of the story out there that he has under lock and key. But whether it will be released out there anytime soon is anyone's guess. But right now there is nothing going on. Yes, he did tweet about what Russian family and stuff, but that is just an artist, speaking up for his work. He's probably now it's weird how studios works. He must have a whole list of things that he can or cannot say or publicise it in any sort of way. So by him coming, I mean, there is no need to be cryptic. Is there something in this policy that has to be cryptic? I mean, when this person asked about a Russian family, seen in Justice League, he says, "What Russian family? What was that?" Now he could either be stating that he's not seen Justice League, or he can just be stating that he never filmed that Russian. Not the fact that he did not know about the Russian. He probably did know, but in some weird contract way, that was his way of saying, "Well, I didn't film that." And I just cannot believe one bit that he's not seen the movie. Because as I say, it's like it's like baking something or cooking something. You want to be there, putting in the ingredients, and then once it's finished, take it out, look at it, and take a bite. So it's heartbreaking, and just like BVS, we'll never stop talking about BVS or Man of Steel. And it looks like we'll never probably stop talking about the Snyder Cut. And what's scary is as people go on and on and on and on and on, it'll start taking over the lives, and we'll stop looking forward to the next thing. And I believe that this Comic-Con, I think if nothing ever gets mentioned about the Snyder Cut, I think that is when we have to close the lid on it. Because if the studio, as I say, the studio must know all about it by now. They must know about the fans that Zack Snyder's had, the petitions, the YouTube's channels. I believe that Zack Snyder is following some of the YouTube channels that are all supporting the Snyder Cut. He's supporting that because it's like getting a pat in the back. Somebody appreciates his artwork that they've not even seen. So of course he's going to be interested in finding out. It'll be like any artist in a museum, just listening to what people were saying about the stuff that he created or did not create, or supporters and stuff. But so he must then at least, in talks with Warner Brothers and saying, "Here, by the way, see my version of the cut. These guys online, have you checked it out?" Warner Brothers really needs a media guru, right? They need somebody that can speak for the studio and to the people. Public relations. Okay, now they tried public relations with Kevin Smith and Jeff Johns when they tried to promote the future of the DC films, when it was DC Films. And they really need that. In a world of fake news and clickbait and people pretending to have seen the Snyder Cut, you need... Forget these cinema... these bits when they show clips to the cinemas from all around the world to promote their movie. Forget that. What they should be doing is having the media guy out there and making statements and ending the clickbait, putting people out of their misery. Is there or isn't there not? And I say, for me, there is a cut. Whether he's even worked on it is another thing, or he's just been trying to share it. There is so many possibilities, of why he's been acting the way he has. And the fact that he's gone quiet just now, and he's been concentrating on his new film. It's funny how his son has tweeted the pictures his dad's working. Is he been caught up in this? I've got to defend my dad here and tweeting the pictures instead of Zack. It's a funny world that we live in now, that we feel that we can tweet or follow these famous celebrities and feel like we can talk to these people. I mean, it must be, you know, I get overjoyed when I see people's reaction to, oh, somebody replied to my tweet, some director and whatnot. But there's always that wee bit in the back of my mind thinking, is that the real person, or is that somebody claiming to be him? You know, a fake profile. So, I don't know how you guys are feeling, and girls. It's just very, I'm feeling it, it's frustrating not knowing, and we want to be put out of our misery. And I think, you know, as I say, why has he stopped promoting his version of Justice League? Or, in his mind, was he promoting it or just showing people his work on it that might never see it? Because it was strange, you know, he was never on the Justice League extras. He was never on that. He wasn't sitting down talking. It was his wife and other people. So that's a big clear message that he was finished with the product. I don't think he's finished with the DCEU. He's still got a hand, as in a lot of producers and maybe advisors and stuff like that. I mean, right now he just wants to probably concentrate on his own movie. But again, it's, you know, some people might even claim that movie doesn't exist, and he's just trying to tell people that what he's been through with the studios and everything else, and that he is actually working on the Justice League. There's so many conspiracy theories out there, but I think come after Comic Con, if we don't hear anything, I think we should try and close the book on it. Feel gutted and sick for Zack, whatever, but we really, who knows, maybe in 5 or 6 years time they'll release it in order to make more money. You know, you do have websites saying that they're waiting until the sales of Justice League has went down, and I believe it has went down. So now would be a great time to somehow get the interest back on the DCU, because there is only one major film coming out this year, Aquaman. So in order to reignite the fire, what a great sort of opportunity to somehow release another version of it before. But as I say, how many years did we wait for the Richard Donner cut? You know, it's trying times. You know, and every time I go on YouTube now to watch other people, it's almost talking about is the Snyder Cut. You know, clues about it, the existence of it, who might have it, everybody, and that's the thing that's getting most of the clicks. You talk about Zack Snyder right now, or you know, the Snyder Cut and stuff, and majority of people will watch that. These are the most popular videos on and was it Chris Pong or whatever his name is, Chris Wong, nice guy from Hawaii. He even said himself when he's talking about DC and Zack Snyder, that is those are the most videos everyone wants to talk about. So yeah, that's more proof Warner Brothers must know. And we all spoke in one voice on the internet about releasing the Zack Snyder. Again, should I be going and say carry on, fight the good fight, and keep hashtagging release the Snyder? That's not for me to say. You know, because that is me saying, you know, there's hope there for it to be released. Or are we wasting our time? Because it's not going to happen this year. it's hard, and it's possessive as well. This idea of Zack's sort of look on Justice League, it's very, you can get addicted to the idea of it and think of nothing else. So sometimes we just need to take a step back and go, if it happens, case of that, we'll love it. If it doesn't, oh, if it doesn't, we'll just need to try and lick our wounds and move on. Anyway, that's my thought for the day anyway. Thank you.